Hello, and welcome to the WashU Olin Big Idea Bounce, powered by Poets&Quants. My name is Doug Vilhard, and I'm a professor and the academic director for entrepreneurship here at the WashU Olin Business School. We're so excited to partner with Poets&Quants for the second year in a row on this contest. At WashU Olin Business School, we foster the entrepreneurial spirit in every student. We have more than 24 classes dedicated to innovation and entrepreneurship, but we start by encouraging students to fall in love with a customer's problem. Then we figure out how to solve it. Even pitch competitions, like we'll see today, start with the customer's problem because all businesses can only exist if they are continuously finding solutions to their customers' problems. Before we get started, I want to turn it over to John Byrne, CEO of Poets&Quants, who is also one of the judges for today's competition.
Thanks, Doug. I'm very excited to be back again, co-hosting the WashU Olin Big Idea Bounce competition. We had another great year of ideas flowing in. We had some 130 pitches from all over the world, representing over 60 different countries. The submissions came from 10 different countries, including South Africa, India, Pakistan, Canada, the United States, Spain, and England. In fact, the team from Canada will be here today to do their presentation. Narrowing down the submissions was no easy task. We have an impressive group of young entrepreneurs, a new generation of people who are innovative and ambitious to change the world for the better. I'm looking forward to hearing their final pitches today and really excited to see who's going to walk off with the $50,000. That money can make a really big impact on a startup. Before we get to those final pitches, I want to bring Doug back. Doug, it's over to you.
Before we begin, I'd like to formally introduce our judges. They bring an amazing background of innovation and successful startup prowess. You just heard from our first judge, John. After being the editor-in-chief of Bloomberg Businessweek and Fast Company, John went on to found and lead Poets&Quants. Our second judge is Maxine Clark, founder of Build-A-Bear Workshop. Her company just celebrated its 25th anniversary. It has 500 plus global retail locations, and customers have created over 225 million furry friends. You may have seen our third judge on Shark Tank. Akeem Shannon is the founder and CEO of Flipstick. His company leverages NASA technology, allowing you to mount your phone anywhere to create or consume content hands-free. Each team will be scored in 9 areas: solution, traction, team, market, competition, value creation, prize use, overall presentation, and most importantly, the problem they are solving for customers. The third place team will win $2,000. The second place team will win $5,000. And the first place team will win the grand prize of $50,000. All right, let's get this show started. Up first, we have Team Unsmudgeable from Babson College. Before they come out, let's learn a little bit about them.
Hi everyone, my name is Swarna Shiv. I'm a senior at Babson College. I'm the founder of Unsmudgeable, and today we are pitching a green permanent anti-smudge eyewear lens coating for a lifetime of clear vision. The journey to get here has been really great in terms of product development and also business development. There's been a lot of long meetings in the lab and then also with several of our advisors and mentors. I'm really excited for people to be able to see more clearly, and being here and allowing us to get this funding will allow us to propel us forward to these goals. Hello.
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 Good to see you all.
See you.
Hi everyone, my name is Swarna and I'm the founder of Unsmudgeable. Today I'm joined by my teammates, Aaron and Sage, who will introduce themselves.
Hello, my name is Aaron. I'm the test engineer for Unsmudgeable.
Hi, I'm Sage, and I'm the product lead for Unsmudgeable.
Now, you might notice that we're all wearing glasses today, which is something we hate doing because they get smudged so frequently. In fact, I've been wearing glasses for the last 14 years, and that's me right there with my first pair of glasses. And in all this time, I had not found a way to permanently prevent these smudges. So that's why I'm here with Unsmudgeable, a green permanent anti-smudge eyewear lens coating for a lifetime of clear vision. So speaking of seeing clearly, this is kind of what the world looks like for us and probably a lot of other people when our glasses get smudged. So let me wipe that down for y'all. Much better, right? So after going through the market research process, we identified 4 main pain points of having smudge lenses. Most importantly, expressing that there's a lack of productivity, lack of safety, and eye strain with a smudged line of vision consistently until now. And that's why we're here with Unsmudgeable. So for those of you who might not know, when you purchase a new pair of glasses, your order is sent to a lens manufacturer who adds several treatments, as you can see here, to protect the lens. Unsmudgeable is added as that top layer to prevent any future facial smudges or fingerprints on your polycarbonate and glass lenses. But how do we do that? That's the Unsmudgeable differentiator. So to give you some context, all eyewear on the market currently has an oleophobic or oil-fearing surface, meaning that every time you touch your lenses, the oil from your fingers and your face clusters, causing the light to refract in such a way that you cannot see through the smudge. Unsmudgeable's coating is formulated for visibility, and as you can see from our high-level composition diagram here, we actually allowed the oil from your fingers and your face to spread on the surface of the lens, meaning that your fingerprint is invisible at all viewing angles. Furthermore, we are PFAS and fluorochemical free, and that's a fancy way of saying that we are environmentally friendly to be produced at the mass eyewear manufacturing level. And what differentiates us from other alternatives you're probably using now, such as a microfiber cloth, a spray, or even your t-shirt to wipe your lenses, is that Unsmudgeable is a one-time application that keeps your lenses clean. And thanks to my amazing team, as you can see here, with a wide range of experience in biochemistry, polymer chemistry, and even mechanical engineering, we've been able to make strides in our product development to hit our MVP level and file for a provisional patent. And thanks to my amazing business and technical advisors, we have a wide range of affiliations in the material science and eyewear spaces that have generated interest from potential partners to go to market. But how do we go to market? Currently, we operate on a B2B2C model that's widely used in the eyewear industry, where we license out our formula to lens manufacturers, and it is ordered by end users through eyewear retailers. We're also working on a B2C model where end users can apply the coating themselves in a DIY kit, kind of like a screen protector. Our end user segments from our market research are people in high-stake occupations who cannot afford to disengage their hands to wipe their lenses clean. So military personnel, surgeons, construction workers who require a consistent clear line of vision. To access these markets, we're partnering with smaller and protective eyewear manufacturers with the eventual goal of becoming vertically integrated into the national eyewear retail chain, so that the 178 million eyewear users nationwide can get access to Unsmudgeable and smudge-free vision. If granted the 50,000, 15 of that will be dedicated to our partner Cambridge Polymer Group to complete our claims and safety testing. 10 of that will be dedicated to completing a small sample batch to provide to our trial customers and general end users. The remaining amount will be dedicated to transitioning our patent so that we can help you and us see more clearly and smudge-free. Thank you so much for your time, and we're happy to answer any questions.
Great. Can I see the product?
Yes.
Do you have a prototype with you?
You can see on our video right here, it is a lab level product. We are not at a manufacturing level yet. So in order to get it on glasses, we need access to specific machines like fining, polishing, and edging machines that will round out your lens, and then we can apply it to the lens. So right now we have it on our lab level slides and such, which is also why we're here today, to get the funding so that we can partner.
So it has to be applied at a manufacturing level.
Exactly.
Okay, so what is the cost and the timing it's going to take for a manufacturer to add this into their product?
The great part about Unsmudgeable is that we're keeping it in line with the other optical coatings that they have, such as an anti-scratch or anti-reflective. They don't have to move mountains to provide this in their operations. Our spray and dip depth position compatible, and we can be UV or forced heat convection compatible as well, which are methods that they all use currently. We're working towards an hour curing time. We're not there yet specifically. That's why we're still iterating upon and trying to get more funding into our R&D. Cost per unit would be about average of any other optical coating they're operating with, which is about $40. And then for an end user to purchase this would be about $75 with insurance and about $80 to $90 without insurance, if purchased through an eyewear retailer.
I'm curious, what's that box behind you?
Yeah, that's a great question. So this is our custom in-house testing device. So there are 3 main components. We have a microcontroller, and we have an LED on one side and a photodiode on the other side. So a photodiode converts light into current that we can measure with the microcontroller. We would have one of these test slides. This is just a control, but we would have a coating on it, and we would put a smudge on it. And we would put it inside this box.
How well the coating prevents smudges means that the more light will pass through.
Yes.
The less that it prevents smudges, the less light will pass through. And we produced an artificial finger, and we purchased artificial sebum to have a standardized process of how we test how the anti-smudge effectiveness of our coating is.
So when I want to clean my glasses, I reach into a box that costs $2.99 at Walmart and pull out a little tissue wipe, and it does just a fine job.
Yes.
How are you going to convince me to spend as much as $90 on this?
You can kind of look at the anti-reflective performance, coating performance. About 95% of eyewear users purchase this add-on for their lenses, and that's anti-reflective. That's not a daily problem or a hindrance to their productivity or safety, but smudges are. And so for these types of end users who are in the field in high-stake occupations, that could be the difference between life or death, honestly, which is why we're starting off with these niche markets, proving the proof of concept, so then with the assurance of these high-stake occupations, general eyewear users can also get the assurance that this is a necessary product and not just a convenient add-on.
I think that there's a really big opportunity here, but how do you get this to the consumer? Like, thinking about this, once you come up with it, the marketing strategy, so that everybody wants their glasses, and they take their glasses into their eye doctor and say, I want this done, I want my glasses remade, I want to have Unsmudgeable on them. Because it's such a good name, and you really have an opportunity to rally the troops, all of us,
Right.
out there that have this problem, not just the people that need it, like doctors and construction workers, which I think is, of course, a really good use. And there probably are people that make those glasses, and you can come with that. But the rest of us go into the fashion market. Glasses are, as much fashion as utility,
Yeah.
but we want to have the lenses that change to sunglasses, the
the
scratch proof. Now, I want this tomorrow because I think
Right.
it's such a great product. I mean, I am constantly cleaning my glasses. So from what John said before, this would be, I wouldn't have to carry those cloths with me all the time. It would be less likely that they would ever smudge, if impossible to smudge.
The great part of becoming vertically integrated, or even just in starting off with these smaller eyewear partnerships, is that the retail associates actually get compensated for how many add-ons or incentives that they get for the end user to purchase. So ideally, we'd be providing them sales pamphlets and educational training on how our coding works, so that they'd be incentivized to have this and add it to their commission. From the B2C side, obviously, as mentioned before, we're planning to have an aftermarket application, so people don't have to buy a new pair of glasses to add this onto their lenses. But that also comes with figuring out how our coating can cure by air and within a reasonable time.
The slides look great. The presentation's amazing. As Maxine said, this is an amazing idea that I think people would buy.
Yes.
My biggest concern is there's no samples here today.
Right.
So what I question is, how far along are you, and will this actually work? I want to see samples. I want to touch it, and I want to look at it. I want to say, oh yeah, it's not working. So why don't we have samples here today? And how do I know that you'll have samples if we give you this $50,000?
So you can see through the video that we've provided here that this is one of our samples. We're touching it. We're adding it onto glass slides, right, which is very breakable and very fragile. So I had a concern that if we brought it over, if it broke, that would not really add to our presentation if we had a bunch of broken slides. So out of concern, out of safety, I promise you we can show you. I can ship them over, or I can bring them back. I do agree for another pitch or something like that, I should be bringing the samples, but we're still early stage, we're still developing it, but we do have the technology, we do have our provisional patent.
Okay, that's all the time that we have. Thank you guys very much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you, judges.
Thank you. Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, well, congratulations. You've come a long way. Good pitch today. How do you feel it went?
I feel glad that it's over, but in a good way, because I feel like it went well and it was an exciting experience, but I also have this adrenaline rush of oh my gosh.
Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah.
What do you think you guys did especially well?
I think we did really good at answering all the judges' questions. They asked some really good questions.
Great. And if you could do something over again, what would you do differently?
I would bring our samples and find a better way to transport them, but other than that, very, very thankful for the entire experience, and I think overall that would be the only thing I would change.
Great. Well, Team Unsmudgeable, we're so happy to have you here in the competition, and good luck. We'll see what happens.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Team Key from the Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania. Let's learn more about Paolo and his business.
Hi, I'm Paolo Fornacini. I'm the co-founder of Key. I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia. I did my undergrad right here at WashU Olin, and I'm currently an MBA at the Wharton School at UPenn. I would be lying if I didn't say I was a little bit nervous to go in front of the judges. It's obviously a big opportunity. That said, I watched the competition from last year, and I feel like I sort of have a sense of where their areas of expertise are, what they care about, and I think I can speak to potentially a lot of their areas of interest as well. But I'm really excited to work on Key full time, and getting the money from Poets&Quants would be a huge part towards making that a reality. Hello? Hi there. All right, how are we doing? Great, thanks so much for being here. My name's Paolo. I'm a WashU Olin alum, currently MBA at the Wharton School and co-founder of Key. Key is giving knowledge workers access to the tools that they need to be successful. Almost every day, someone sends me an article or asks me to complete a task that requires me to create an account on yet another website, often subscribing to a long-term subscription. If I were to sign up for these 4 popular services alone, it would cost me over $1,000 a year. I'm not alone in this problem. There are over 40 million independent knowledge workers, like students, entrepreneurs, and freelancers, who need access to tools like news, data for decision-making, and productivity tools, which are critical for them to stay competitive in their careers. These knowledge workers are spending over 43 billion hours online each year. I think we might be among them. And this segment is growing 15 times faster than the overall job market. You would think that that's translating into a booming subscription economy. But in reality, sign-up rates to subscription sites are actually slowing. This is because consumers are getting subscription fatigue. They're opting out of subscribing and leaving the site, and leaving $15 billion on the table each year for these online media companies. So what are they doing instead? They're literally begging, borrowing, and stealing. These are real screenshots from classmates and colleagues who are asking each other for passwords, shared accounts, so they can get access to these tools they need. When we saw this, we thought there has to be a better way to deliver these people the content that they need. And that's how we came up with Key. Key is a way to give users instant, frictionless, bite-sized access to the content and tools that they need to learn and do their jobs. So how does it work? You sign up to Key, you join for the fraction of a cost of a full subscription site, you then get credits. These are tokens that you can use to buy one-day access to different digital content sites, and then you use those credits to buy one-day access to the site that you need. We instantly log you in with no login or payment required. We have 3 touch points with users today. One is the one-stop shop portal you see right here, where you can browse our list of partners and instantly get access. The second is a browser extension. It sits in your toolbar, and as you browse the web and you hit upon a news paywall or a site that you want to access, we'll alert you if our browser extension can actually get you into that site. So these 2 products are actually live to our users. You can go and use them right after the pitch. So our users absolutely love the service. So far, we've signed up over 2,500 users in the last 6 weeks, and those sign-up rates are getting faster by the minute. They're not just using us to buy, one news article. They're coming back now over 4 to 5 times a week and using a really wide variety of services. We also have great traction on the partnership side of things. I spent the last year signing 32 agreements with different online media companies, including some big names like TechCrunch and Masterclass, and other companies covering these 4 key use cases for our users. I'm also really excited to announce 4 new partners who came on board just this past week: Business Insider, Statista, Grammarly, and Crunchbase, which our users have actually been clamoring for, and this is going to make a really meaningful impact to them. Why do these partners come on for us? They know that we are delivering them users that are the hardest for them to find and convert. These are the finicky users who are price sensitive. We're finding them by partnering with the places where they spend time. We have a paid pilot with a school at UPenn. We're in active discussions with Olin and other schools, as well as professional organizations who want to give their members access to these services. Finally, we have the team to get this built. I spent 6 years doing this exact job at Google, partnering with digital media companies to help them grow and monetize their users. My co-founders have successfully exited other startups and have sold directly into professional service organizations in the past. So we're confident we can get this done. With your support, we can give knowledge workers access to the tools and services that they need to be successful. Thanks so much, and happy to take any questions about go-to-market, competition, really anything.
So I went on and used it, and I wanted to know, and I think this could be not only a money saver for people, but also a time saver.
Yeah.
I don't remember, is there a fee, like do I pay a membership fee, and for that fee I get endless, or are there just different levels of subscriber fees that I could have, so I could have full access or only partial access?
Yeah, that's right, and that's a great question. We're thinking about 2 tiers at the moment. But our consumer tier, we're thinking about pricing around $15 a month. As you will have seen, everything's kind of free and unlimited. But the $15 a month tier will get you access to a lot of those kind of consumer level services, like the news sites and masterclass. Our professional tier will be more catered towards professionals like independent consultants who need access to these hardcore professional grade databases that are upwards of $10,000 a year.
I think the idea is brilliant. My biggest concern is, what does your IP look like? Why isn't Apple News and Google News going to come and eat your lunch?
Yeah, I think it's a really fair question. I want to speak a little bit to the competition. I will say our IP and our defensibility is really in our ability to move quickly and to offer really unique cross-pollination of different services to users. So we're primarily a web-based business, and we're coming in and partnering with services that are not just in one vertical. Like, again, Apple News has tried this with news. The New York Times actually pulled out of that because it wasn't working. One thing that we're seeing is users will come to us because they're interested in 1 or 2 big names. They see, oh, Key has Masterclass. I've always wanted to try it. But then they come on and they stick around because they actually see that we're recommending them tools that can improve their lives beyond just that one thing that they've found. So we're offering different categories. It's flexible pricing and these subscription management capabilities across a number of different categories that we think is new to the market and going to be a game changer.
Paolo, one of the concerns I have is, as a content creator, I'm really worried about ChatGPT and its upgrades. I think it's a tool that will disintermediate content providers. Why wouldn't ChatGPT disintermediate you? Especially for a knowledge worker who's looking for information. I mean, let the chat bot do it.
I think, ChatGPT will likely be a competitor with our AI search, and that's why that's not like our first touch point with the user. That said, we think content creators are still going to be the future of the internet. We don't think, news publishers and SaaS tools are going to disappear by any means. And of course, AI is very early, and a lot of those dynamics are still being played out. There's a big fight happening now, whether should ChatGPT even be allowed to be trained on, paywalled publisher data. We don't think long-term that is what's going to happen. When we look at services like news publishers and other content sites, we think users still want to experience that full experience rather than being just fed an answer here or there. We think that's a side use case, but we see that as an on-ramp to delivering the full content experience, which is going to be much more immersive rather than being the end destination for the user.
If you should win the $50,000, how are you going to spend it?
Yeah, the $50,000 would be extremely impactful to our business. As you saw in the numbers, our users really value variety, and we think having more partners on board is going to be really important in driving usage of the extension, keeping them coming back. And so having that smooth experience of having an integrated experience across our platform and the partners is going to be super important, and that takes both engineering work as well as some incentives for the partners to actually do that. We're going to invest it into our own engineering efforts. We want to actually hire and build out the team. I'm graduating from Wharton in a few weeks, and so this is going to be my full-time job and something where I'm going to be spending all of my efforts on deploying that capital and putting it to use. If we launch these features, bring the new partners on board, and successfully go to market with them, we think we can hit a $500K ARR by the end of this year by bringing on board 50 content providers, pricing at $15 a month for consumers, and also launching our professional tier.
Yeah, so to you as a knowledge worker, somebody who's doing a research paper, or can it be somebody who's an avid cook and is looking for the best apple pie recipe ever published?
Yeah, I think a knowledge worker obviously could be an avid cook on the side, but we're really targeting primarily the professional use cases. We launched the app 6 weeks ago, and we had a much broader use case at that point, but what we've seen since then is people are coming on to further their careers and look for information that's helping them do their job. So we're pivoting in that direction. So we're really mainly, again, looking at students, especially hardcore, serious students, grad students.
Paolo, I like the idea, but you're never going to get the Wall Street Journal, the Washington Post, the New York Times on this thing. They're never going to agree to it. So what happens then?
I mean, I appreciate the skepticism. If I believed that, I would not be standing here. I actually have a meeting with the Times at around 2:30 today. So I'm happy to give you an update in terms of what they say. It's our second meeting already, so it's not just a first meeting. If, for whatever reason, those sales cycles take longer, which is totally possible, I think there's a lot of great content that consumers are already coming on board for. You saw virtually our already exponential growth curve. We think we continue to drive a lot more out of the data platforms. We think the news publishers are important, probably a little bit more than a nice to have. We think we can get them on board. The sales cycle might take a little bit longer, but there's a lot of value that we can drive.
The other biggest concern for me is you're hitching your wagon to an industry that it's on the decline. I mean, they're struggling.
So we think of ourselves as a platform. We don't see ourselves necessarily like hitched to specifically the news industry at all. We see the trend that's slowing down is subscription rates, right? And there's a bunch of secular causes to that. New privacy changes online that's making it harder for services to acquire users. We actually want to be the engine of change on that. So we actually are approaching that product, grabbing the bull by the horns, and we want to actually turn this industry around. All right, well, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
It was great to meet all of you. Really appreciate it.
Great to meet you.
Thank you, Maxine.
Welcome back to St. Louis.
Thank you
Thanks
so
a
much.
lot.
Thanks, John.
All right, Paulo, congratulations. How's it feel to be done?
It feels great to be done. My nerves are still going a little bit, but it's just awesome to have had the opportunity.
Awesome. And what are you most proud of from your pitch?
I think I'm really proud of the way I was able to deliver the value prop. It was clear from the judges' just really smart question that they pick up the business model like that. So I'm glad I was able to get that across.
And if you could do it all over again, what would you change?
I mean, certainly it's nice to know what their questions have been, so I would have prepared probably a little more thinking around marketing and go-to-market. It's clear that Akeem is really sharp on like branding and go-to-market, so I would have probably thought about that.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Hey, we're so glad to have you here. We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
here
absolutely.
In a moment. Congratulations.
So excited. Thanks again.
And last but not least, we have Team Mycos Supplements from the University of Lethbridge. Let's learn more.
Hello, my name is Gregory Robinson. I am the CEO and founder of Mycos. I'm a PhD candidate at the University of Lethbridge, which is in Lethbridge, Alberta, Canada, and I'm an MBA candidate at the Geese College of Business in Urbana-Champaign. At Mycos, we have developed supplements from various different mushrooms, and we specifically extract various metabolites that have medicinal properties, and we mix it together to create a proprietary supplement. We definitely would love to wow our judges. They are some very big names that we've heard of before, and so we're really pleased to get the feedback as well. But if they're impressed, that'd be amazing. Hello.
Hello.
My father has sacrificed his proper nutrition as well as sleep to work very hard to provide the best life for my family. Now he has cardiovascular disease and diabetes. This is all too common in America. After seeing my friend who had depression cure his depression for 1 whole year after consuming 1 psilocybin-containing mushroom, I wondered, are there other metabolites similar to psilocybin that can have a wide range of beneficial effects on other areas of human health? I then decided to move across the country to go to the University of Lethbridge to start my PhD studying these extracts. That's where I met Dr. Marta. She was studying novel drug formulations. And at Mycos, it is our motivation to improve our lives by harnessing the medicinal power of mushrooms. There are over 165 million Americans that have cardiovascular disease. It is the leading cause of death. Every 36 seconds, an American dies. There's also over 34 million Americans that have diabetes. This leads to and worsens comorbidities. And over 58 million Americans have mental health issues within the last year. All of these are rising, and we all have loved ones that have been affected by one of these diseases. While doctors can help, there are gaps in our medical system. Pharmaceuticals cannot cure any of these diseases. Fortunately, there are other ways. At Mycos, we work with over 12 different mushrooms. These are high in medicinal metabolites similar to psilocybin, but aren't hallucinogenic. These metabolites are found inside of fungal cells and can be extracted. However, the extraction processes do differ significantly, and this can cause a wide range of differences in the metabolic profile. At Mycos, we have been focusing on extracting the appropriate medicinal metabolites and then combining them to synergistically target specific health problems. Our formulations, they're a targeted and proprietary combination that has higher efficacy than generic mushroom extracts. Our formulations can help improve your mental health, your cardiovascular health, and help regulate blood glucose levels, all while being organic, natural, vegan-friendly, and gluten-free. Now, we've all been to a supplement store and had this feeling before. You see row after row, product after product of supplements, and you don't know which one to buy. We consistently hear from supplement users that they wish someone just told them what to take. Because of this, we have been working with our customers to iterate our packaging over and over again. We focus on solution-based labeling instead of ingredient-based labeling. We then put our product and a competitor in front of 104 different individuals and ask them which one. 94% chose Mycos. And the reason was clear and simple. They knew what it was for, why it can help, and why they should take it. Our team includes myself, founder and CEO. I am a PhD candidate at the University of Lethbridge studying mushroom extracts and an MBA candidate at the Keys College of Business. Dr. Marta, our Chief Medical Officer, she has an MD, 2 PhDs, and has advised pharmaceutical companies on the development of novel drug formulations. Our VP of Marketing, Leon, has worked with multiple startups in Canada. We also have multiple supervisors and advisors, including Dr. Igor and Olga Kovalchuk, who have started, ran, and sold multiple companies in Canada. And recently we joined a pre-accelerator and had 6 more advisors join on that are executives from pharmaceutical, engineering, and venture capital firms. Together, we can improve our lives with Mycos. Welcome to the Mycoverse.
Great. Can we see the product?
Definitely. Yeah. There you go.
Thank you.
Which one makes you grow taller?
This one helps with.
So are these already on the market?
Currently, they're not on the market. We have no sales as of currently. We are in Canada, and we have been focusing on getting licensing in Canada. We have the highest standards in Canada in terms of the whole world for supplements. Everything must be pre-approved. We just finished creating our packaging, and now we're focusing on going to the US and the UK as we can start selling immediately.
My question here is, to me in the supplement world, it's all a marketing play because there's so much information, misinformation, and basically, have you guys gotten user testing, like in a store where people are like scanning and doing eye tracking? Just tell me a little bit more about how you guys came up with this design for the packaging.
We've been trying to get people that already take supplements and preferably already take mushroom extracts. We then got our product and other products, and we've been working with them to figure out what's the best product. We haven't actually put that into a supplement store, but we have created shelves to try to emulate that exact factor. And specifically, we're focusing on the front of the package so that when you're walking by, you immediately see it, and we want you to stop and pick that up. Maybe the rest of the packaging still needs a bit more work then.
How do you know it works? I mean, really. Supplements don't have a great reputation.
Sure.
I'm constantly reading stories about how this supplement or that supplement is just a waste of money and it never does any good for you.
That's a great question. So one thing that's surprising to a lot of people is that the number one area and number one profit for mushrooms is actually in cosmetics. The cosmetic industry already has known this, and it has been for a long time. It's about 90% of all revenue comes from the cosmetic industry, where they have taken these metabolites out and have been selling them in cosmetics. If you pick up a cosmetic off the shelf that you put externally on you, there's probably more than one medicinal metabolite that's found in that product. Similar to what we're putting into our extracts, that's what we're focusing on. And so there is actually a lot of research that is showing a wide range of these metabolites have benefits. Some of them look at the actual extracts, but some of them are purifying the compounds and looking at the benefits to it. People have tried it, and they are seeing benefits for sure.
I'm especially interested in this fit shroom.
Yes.
Because it says it aids in weight loss, which is like a gigantic market in and of itself. Yeah. How does it aid in weight loss?
That's a great question. And most products, if you see that, it would be a huge red flag to me. So the reason why that one aids in weight loss is it helps you feel full. It helps in satiety. And by feeling full, you'll eat less food. That's actually how it helps in weight loss.
What's your go-to-market strategy in terms of marketing? Is this a play where you are you going to be on shelf, or are you trying to go through influencers and Amazon? Like, how does this get to consumers?
That's a great question. And so specifically, we want to target vegans. And so there's a couple of reasons why. So vegans right now, they have the most nutritional needs, but the least amount of support from supplements. All of our products are already vegan, they're already gluten-free, those usually go together, animal cruelty-free, as well as non-GMOs. Vegans, when we give it to vegans, they love our products. The other big benefit of vegans is that they're usually in these tight-knit groups, they're part of organizations, and we can actually go and target them. So this is the market for supplements, US and vegans. So our whole plan is to target cities that have a lot of vegans, go and market to them, go to those organizations, show them and give them discounts on our products so that we can actually get people to spread by word of mouth to others. And so you can see here that even the vegan market, there's 5 billion. This is just the vegan market in the US. If we were to sell one of our products to 50% of all of the vegans that consume supplements in the US for a whole year, we would have over $500 million in revenue. And if it was direct to customer, we would have over $5 million in profit.
Tell me who's your competitor? Because I don't know that I know that. I mean, I certainly haven't been looking for mushroom products.
There are 3 different types of competitors that we have. There are the extracts, which are really our closest competitor, but their solutions aren't targeted, and because of that, they're not nearly as effective. They're trying to get a generic extract that has a wide range of metabolites, where we don't care about 99% of those metabolites. We just want the ones that we know are going to be effective for, say, your heart health, and then combine those with other extracts from mushrooms. So that's the big problem with extracts. Also, there's much less people that actually are willing to take the extracts in a powder form or in a liquid form. 77% of Americans will take supplements. The big problem with supplements is, once again, they're not nearly as effective. You don't know which ones are just garbage and which ones are actually quality products. In Canada, we don't have that problem nearly as much because we are held to a very high standard. There also can be side effects with various supplements, and they're usually not all organic, vegan, and gluten-free. There are some, but it's very rare. Pharma is also our next competitor. They're the most expensive, they are targeted and effective, but quite often, you can take some drug and then you find out that, oh no, it's causing your kidney to have problems, right? So there's a lot of different competitors. In terms of actual supplements of mushroom extracts, nobody is really combining them together like we are.
And what are you going to do with the prize money if you win?
That's a great question. So we are going to split it into 3 and use it as leverage through a few government programs, specifically team, technology, trademark, and patents. Our team, we want to hire a few different individuals for building traction and marketing. Technology, we need to increase our production capacity and buy automated equipment. We want to go from 200 bottles per day to 200 bottles per an hour. And then trademark and patents, we want to patent it so that we have a sustained competitive advantage.
In this space, the truth be told, the trendy thing is CBD, right? Like everyone's talking about CBD, and their marketing is impeccable. I don't know if you guys can break through. I mean, I haven't seen much on the marketing side that makes me think like they're going to break through all the noise.
We see it as it's the next probiotics. Probiotics started as a very small market, and now it's a huge market. We're not necessarily another supplement. If it's a red ocean strategy and we're just trying to beat out the rest, we're not going to survive, as you mentioned. But we are a blue ocean. We have that blue ocean market strategy because we are highly differentiated than everybody else. And we can produce it at a much lower cost while having all of these value-added services like being non-GMO, organic, already built in to our low cost. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Well done.
All right, well, congratulations. How do you feel after doing this?
Thank you very much. I feel very good, fantastic, really fantastic.
How about you?
I feel really good. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I'm glad to be here.
Great. What are you most proud of that happened in there?
I'm proud of our presentation. I'm proud about our achievement, and I'm proud of my boss.
If you could do anything over again, what would you do differently?
Oh, that's a tough question. I think they asked some really good questions that I was not expecting. I think just being more prepared in those different areas is what I would do again. But it was definitely my first presentation at a pitch competition, and I think it went very well.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, we're so glad to have you. It'll be exciting to see what happens here in just a minute. So congratulations.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
We've heard 3 great pitches. The judges have tough decisions to make and have gone off to deliberate. We'll find out which team is the winner soon. Okay, so the tally is in. You all did a great job. It was really hard for the judges to make a decision, but we have a winner. And as you know, everyone's gonna go away with something. Third place will win $2,000. Second place, $5,000, and then the overall winner, $50,000. You guys ready to hear who won?
Yeah, we're ready.
Okay, all right. So the winner of the WashU Olin Big Idea Bounce powered by Poets&Quants. In third place, congratulations to Mycos supplements. Congratulations. Excellent job. Okay, so the suspense builds here between first and second place, right? Between, I have Team Unsmudgeable here, and I have Team Key. And our $50,000 prize goes to Team Key.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Congratulations. And congratulations to you guys too. Congratulations to you guys that keep doing this. Congratulations. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you all for tuning in to the WashU Olin Big Idea Bounce powered by Poets&Quants. We hope you enjoyed today's program and feel inspired to start your next big idea.
Hi, I'm John Byrne with Poets&Quants. I'm here at WashU's Olin Business School. We have the winner of the Big Idea Bounce competition, Paolo of Key. He's one of the co-founders, and we're going to really explore where did you get this idea and how did it come to fruition? Well, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
50 grand, man.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with it?
It's a huge honor. I mean, obviously we have a lot to work on. My co-founder and I are graduating next month, and so we're going to be hiring an engineer, building out a lot of the new product features we got to show you today, so it's going to go to good use.
Okay, where did the idea come from?
So my co-founder and I met via an entrepreneurship interest spreadsheet that was being passed around at Wharton.
This is before you even hit campus.
Yeah, this was a couple weeks before.
Yeah.
He had the original idea around the user pain point, like how painful paywalls and just subscriptions can be. I had just seen the challenges that startups were having acquiring new users and monetizing those users. So we really came together representing both parts of that marketplace.
And you were at Google for how many years? And you were actually dealing with content providers, right?
Exactly, yeah. I was at Google from 2015 to 2021, right up until starting my MBA, and worked with everyone from news publishers to small gaming apps, all of who had to worry about customer acquisition and monetization.
Now, it's not always common that people go and get an MBA and use the experience as an incubator, essentially, for a business, but that was where your intent was from the beginning, right?
It was, yeah. I, like as you said, had worked with startups previously and had always been interested in being a founder myself. Once I met a co-founder who, I shared a passion for the space and the idea for, I knew it was something that I wanted to pursue, and certainly Wharton played a big part in helping incubate and accelerate us. We took part in their startup programs as well, so it's been a great journey since then.
Now, you also interned at McKinsey.
I did.
And clearly you felt it wasn't for you, but nonetheless you toyed with the idea of maybe not doing the idea, right?
Yeah, I think as much as the MBA was like a professional decision, it was also a big personal decision for me to step back from my career and just explore as much as I could as I was like winding down my 20s and really figuring out what I wanted to do going forward. I love McKinsey. I learned so much there and it's full of great people, but I just decided that, from what I wanted to do with my career, I had found the right co-founder, the right idea that I really wanted to pursue at that moment.
And Wharton for you was the right place to explore this idea. Obviously, you are also an Olin grad.
Yep.
And Olin set you up for the Google position.
They did, yeah. I loved my time at Olin. I was an Olin student from the day I got into WashU. Had my first class in this building, which was built the year that I graduated, and had a ton of great support from the Career Center here, which is actually why we're selling now to career centers, because we think they deserve more access to great resources to give their students.
Now, I can tell you that the judges were really impressed with you and the confidence that you displayed during your presentation. You were articulate. You even handled my kind of tough questions exceptionally well. Where did the poise come from?
I mean, I will say they were tough, and I tried to come in prepared knowing that someone with a media background was on the panel. I think I've always been told that I have like a calm and collected personality, but we've also done quite a few pitch competitions. I'm in an accelerator right now, ERA in New York, which has a great pitch practice training program. I actually have it at 4:30 today. So I've been practicing my pitch every day for the last 8 weeks before I even knew I was a finalist here.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much again.
Well
It's
done.
a huge honor.
Really, you
Really
were
appreciate it.
terrific.
Really
Absolutely.
appreciate it. Thanks.
And I'm looking forward to seeing your idea really touch a lot of people
Yeah.
and make a big difference for
I'd
people.
love to stay in touch and really
Absolutely.
appreciate the support.
All right, thank you.
Thanks again.